A major ruling against former President Donald Trump. A New York judge has ruled the Republican presidential frontrunner and his companies need to pay nearly $355 million in a civil fraud trial. And Mr. Trump is also banned from doing business in the state of New York for 3 years. Trump's adult sons, Donald Jr. and Eric Trump, they've also been ordered to pay $4 million each for their personal profits from the fraud. And while the former president has yet to comment on this ruling, his lawyers said even before the verdict came down that they plan to appeal. And we want to bring in News4JAX political analyst and the director of the Public Policy Institute at Jacksonville University, Rick Mullaney.
And Rick, you have extensive political experience. You've run numerous campaigns, including your own. Break this down for us today. This is a civil case, not a criminal case. This was a big verdict today. A lot of people saying this was overreach by the judge, that this may have been politically motivated. Break down exactly what this means. How will Mr. Trump pay for this? And do you believe that this will be turned over on appeal?
Well, first of all, on the judgment itself, it's financially potentially devastating, but not necessarily fatal. Make no mistake, the $355 million judgment is obviously very, very significant. In addition, the restrictions on his ability, he can't be an officer or a director in New York for the next 3 years. His sons cannot, some of his managers cannot. And so therefore, what he's going to do is take an appeal. That will delay the imposition of some of the penalties and sanctions, but he's got to post a bond, and it's going to take nearly all his cash to do it, or to get a bank to help him do that. So the bottom line is, in terms of the civil penalties here, really significant, potentially devastating, but not fatal. When I say not fatal, the order did not mean he had to dissolve his companies, and the judge was heading in that direction, but an appellate court in New York pushed back on that. So a bad day for Donald Trump financially, not necessarily politically, but financially it was.
And Rick, you mentioned, yep, so they plan to appeal. That's also the case in the other civil trial that was just decided a week or so ago, $83.3 million in that case that has been charged to the Trump organization and Mr. Trump personally. What about politically? What does this mean? Because as we know, former President Trump looks on track to be, for the third straight time, the Republican nominee for president.
You know, Kent, there's the 2 civil cases. You mentioned the defamation case, and of course this case, the civil fraud case, and there's 4 criminal cases. And you might be tempted to think, boy, devastating verdict, this is going to hurt him politically. I actually think it's the opposite. I think he's going to get greater fundraising out of it, greater support. He's going to make the allegation, and has made the allegation, that this is politically motivated. And remember what happens here, what the essence of this case is. The state of New York is saying that he inflated the value of his assets and therefore got a lower interest rate. And that the banks made millions of dollars, but they would have made millions of more dollars if they had charged a higher interest rate. And politically, he's going to say this is all about going after him in a partisan way. And also the case that starts in New York in a few weeks with Alvin Bragg, probably the weakest of the 4 criminal cases, business records and a payment to cover up an affair. I think that Donald Trump strategically is using these cases to discredit those cases that are more credible, such as the classified documents case in Florida. So bottom line, Kent, I think politically this can actually give him a boost. And in fact, if you go back almost a year in time, the biggest boost to Donald Trump, when you saw him rise in the polls and increase fundraising, is when Alvin Bragg brought those indictments in New York. And you could see more support, a rallying around Donald Trump here also.
Thank you, Rick.